Hey, hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss about our MLflow series. So if you are following along with our playlist, so you should know that we are on the MLflow section, and today's video will be the last video of MLflow section as of now. Later I will show you how we can integrate MLflow with AWS when we do end-to-end projects. On that time only directly I'll show you how to connect AWS with MLflow. Okay, right? So now let me start with the last section, that is registry and versioning in MLflow. Okay, in MLflow, specifically MLflow client, right? So in the previous section I have already showed you how you can manage your runs using MLflow client, and today we are going to show you that how you can do a model registry and model versioning using MLflow client. As you can see here, I have prepared all the method. Okay, but again these are not all the method, because there are many methods that are there inside MLflow documentation. So I have picked a few of them so that I can tell you how to do these things. These are very common functionalities that we use while doing with MLflow. But once you complete this video, you can easily understand where to look and how to implement. You will get that view completely. So tomorrow if any new feature is coming up, you can easily pick that up from the documentation. Okay, so this section is completely based on the documentation and some basic explanation. Nothing else is required for this section. Okay, so let's get started. So first I will go to this method called create register model code. Okay, now, okay, so this is the code that I have, and now let me go to the documentation. Let me tell you what is this thing. Okay, so as you can see, in the documentation everything is mentioned. You don't have to do anything, just come in the documentation, see how you can do it, and do it simple. So that's my motto, just to show you how you can do that. Now let's understand this create register method. It create a new registered model in backend store. Simple. Backend store means when we start our MLflow server, that is the backend store, and in that backend store only we can save or register our model, right? But this is now using MLflow client. Okay, what all parameters it takes: name, tag, description, and all, right? Even it has mentioned that the description of the each parameters: name of the new model, tag, different dictionary key pair tag we can provide, description, deployment, job ID. This is optional that we can pass. Okay, so let's go back to our code and let's try to do that. So first of all, as you can see, I have created two terminals for me, two PowerShells. Okay, and my environment is activated. Guys, make sure your environment is activated, or else this code may not work. Okay, fine. So let me do one thing. Let me run this code MLflow UI port 5000, so that my server will be running in my backend. So let it run first. Yeah, as you can see, it started running, and I got a folder created called MLflow runs. Okay, okay, fine, good. Now let's go back to this PWSH terminal and let me run this code. Okay, but before that, let me show you something. Okay, if I click on this one, yeah, we are inside MLflow server right now. Right now we have only default experiment, right? If I go to models, there are no models, right? No models, completely blank. Okay, and that's why registered models will come here, right? Registered models will come here. So now if I go back to my code, if I go back to my new terminal, and if I run this code, python create register model code.py, and if I run this code, according to this code, some new model, random forest model, should be created with the tag framework sklearn model random forest, as well as the description random forest has been trained. Okay, looks good to me now. So if I go back to this one and if I refresh the screen, can you see now random forest model has been registered here? So registered model is created in our scenario, and this is really straightforward, guys. Nothing rocket science, really straightforward. Okay, fine. Now let me come to the next one. Create model version code. Okay, create model version code. Code I have already prepared, guys, for you, because if I write the code, it will take a lot of time. I just don't want to waste your time. Okay, so just let me just toggle the word wrap so that I can explain that to you. Sorry. Hold on a second. I need to toggle the word wrap. Yeah. Okay. Now it looks good to me. Yeah. So first, what I did, since the method name is create version code. Okay. So let me first show you what is this create version code will be doing. Yeah. So this is the create model version. This is the method name that is there inside MLflow client. What it does, it create a new model version from a given source. Simple. And these are all the descriptions of it. Okay, see guys, you can't keep on remembering everything in your mind. That is not possible, right? So I will provide you all the links in the description box. You can take it from there. You can bookmark it. Tomorrow, if you need it, please go ahead and use it. So don't try to keep on remembering everything. That is not possible. That is why documentations are here. Okay, but this all the name, source, run IDs are there that you need to implement. So if I go back to my code now, okay, so what I did, I have first imported few of the libraries. Okay, and why I have imported this UUID also, that I'll explain that to you. But these are all the imports that I made. Next, what I did, I have set tracking URI. I have called the MLflow client. Okay, then what I did, I have created a run for the experiment that is 0. If you can recall, if I go back to my edge and if I go back to the server, if I click on this experiment section, there are no experiment except the default one, right? If I click on this I button in the default one, can you see the experiment ID is 0? So right now I want to do everything on the default experiment. Okay, I don't want to create any new experiment. That is why I have put experiment ID as 0. Okay, now why I have put it 0, because when you call create run, you have to pass the experiment ID 0, and I have explained you the all possible run management functions in the previous video, so I am not going to detailing this video. Okay, I'm just telling you that okay, this is how we can do it. Okay, so now in this create run, we need to pass the experiment we need to pass the experiment ID, the tags, same tag I have kept. The same code that I have showed you in the last video, I am showing the same code. But the only difference is that whenever we are running this code in numbers of times, okay, in the same experiment, there should be multiple runs should get created, right? And as you know, run names has to be unique. Run names have to be unique, and that is why I have provided my run underscore then UUID 4. So this every time whenever I run this code, every time it will create a new run. Okay, so that we won't be facing any errors in our code. And that is why I have kept UUID that UUID 4, just to make sure runs are always unique. Okay, okay, fine. Now the next part is load the dataset. Here I have loaded the dataset, that same bike sharing dataset that I have showed you in the last video. I have taken the same dataset. Next, the data part. This is the data that I have read using pandas. Okay, simple. Then I have dropped unnecessary columns. I have taken the target column. Then I have done the change split. Simple, very basic. Then what I did, I have splitted that into X-train and Y-train. X-test and Y-test. Simple. Next, I have trained a decision tree regressor model. For that, I have provided the max z parameter 6. This is the only one parameter that I am using for the decision tree regressor. Apart from the random state, that has not much value in this discussion. But yeah, so random state 42 that I have chosen here. And this is the max z value in our scenario. I am fitting the model on the training data, X-train data, Y-train data. Okay. Then I am making predictions using this method. Model.predict X-train, model.predict X-test. Simple, right? Y-paired train, Y-paired test. So I have predicted output of the training data. I have predicted output of the testing data, right? Then what I did, I had calculated the MSE, mean squared error. I have calculated the MAE, mean absolute error. I have calculated the R2 score. Okay, simple, straightforward. Then what I did, I have dumped that model. That model I have trained, right? That I have dumped as a model.pickle file. Then what I did, I had logged the parameter. I have logged the matrices. Okay, based on this run ID. So every time based on this run ID, everything will get logged. Okay. Then I have converted the data into CSV file. That at all not at all required, but I have done that. Next, I have logged all the artifacts. Data CSV I have logged. Model pickle file I have logged. Okay. Next is register model version. Okay. That's our actual code comes up. The method name was create model version. Can you see? Create model version. See, I am registering a model version. What does it mean? If I go back to my code and if I go back to model section again, if I click on this one, there is no version, right? Model is there, tags are there, descriptions are there, but there is no version of that model. So we need to have a version of our model, right? Now to create a version of our model, I have chosen this create model version code. What it takes the name of the model version. See, this name has to be same of your registered model code. In the just before 5 minutes ago only, we have created a registered model called random forest model. So this is the registered model. Inside the registered model, we are trying to create a version of it. So if you want to try to create a version of it, then you need to pass the same name, right? And that is what I am doing here. I am passing the same name in the create model version section. Next, the source, what the model is, you have to mention that. And that is why I have created runs. This is a method, same thing. It will always be the same thing. That is why I have used an f string. Okay, using that f string, we can easily get this run info.run id. Okay, same thing. I see. That is why, guys, I have created this one. That is why I have created this one. Now every time you will get a unique run id, and every time this whole code will run. You won't have to do changes every time whenever you are running this code, right? That is why I have kept it like this way. This is the source. Okay, then the tags, framework model, basic tags, and the description. And then I am printing some of the information also, the name, version, description, status, the current stage, and all. Then I'm terminating it, because if I don't terminate, right, if you can recall from my previous videos, if you don't terminate, the status will always show running. I don't want to show the status of this run is running. I want the status of this run got finished, right? And that is why I am doing this finished thing. I'm terminating the run. Okay, so let's see how it looks like when we run the code. So I'm running the code, python create model version code.py. So the code is running now. We should be able to see some print. Okay, so can you see some print? Name, version, description, status is ready. The stage is none. The no stage has been assigned here as of now. So the stage is coming as none. I'll explain that to you later, but as of now it is coming as none. Okay. But now if I go back to our MLflow section, can you see now the version 1 came now? Okay. If I click on this version 1 now, can you see all tags are also coming now? Descriptions are also coming now, right? But stage is none in our scenario. We can change it to staging, production, or archived. But that we will do through MLflow client method, not this manual way. Okay, I hope you understood. Fine. So this create model version method is also done. Now let me close all of it. Now the next method name is set model version code. Okay, set model version code. Okay, and if I go back to the documentation again, yeah, set model version tag. Okay, what this method does, again simple, set a tag for the model version when the stage is set. Tag will be set for latest model version of the stage. Setting both version and stage parameter will result in error. Okay, so you have to read the documentation to understand what may cause some error also. Okay, what it takes the name, it takes version, it takes key, it takes value, it takes stage. Simple, very simple. So let's go back to our code and let's do it. Let me just do this way. Yeah, so again I have imported few things. I have set the tracking URI, I have called the MLflow client, and now I'm setting a tag on a specific version of a registered model. Right now our model name was random forest model. What was the version of it? The version of it is 1. Right? What was the key we want to change? Right? What does it mean by key? The tag key. If I go back to this one, if I go back here, so this is the version 1 of the random forest model, right? So inside that version we have a framework tag. The key is framework and the value of the tag is sklearn, right? And now in our code what we are trying to do, we are trying to change the framework. The method name is set model version tag. So we are trying to change the tag of the specific model version, right? And that is why I am providing the framework sklearn updated. So I want that framework tag should get changed, and now the value of the framework key should be sklearn updated, right? So if I clear my terminal, if I run this code, set model version code. If I run this code now, okay, things got run successfully. If I go back to the code again, can you see now? sklearn updated. The name has updated now. Okay. So this is really straightforward, guys. That's what I'm telling you. We just need to read the documentation to understand how it works. Okay. So let's discuss few more methods that I have prepared for you. Um, update model version code. Okay. Update model version code. So if I again go back to the documentation, update model version, yeah. What it does, update metadata associated with model version in backend. It updates the metadata. Okay, simple. What it takes, name, version, and the description. If you want to change any description of your model version, you can do using update model version. Simple, right? Now, if I go back to my code, guys, same thing, guys, same import, same thing. The only difference is that now I'm calling update model version. I'm passing the name of that model. Version is 1 for me. Okay. And let me show you the description also. What was the description? So for this model version, the description was recently regressor model trained on back sharing data. Right? This was the description. And now the updated description is updated dataset and description. Right? So now if I run this code, we should be able to see the updated description in our scenario. Update model version code.py. Okay, the code is running now. Yes, it ran successfully. If I go back to this one, if I refresh the screen a bit, can you see update dataset and description? So that means we are able to update our description also, right? Great, great. Now the next method is transition model version code. Okay, what is that thing? Let me explain. If I go back to the documentation again, if I show you what is that thing, let me check where I kept it. Yes, transition model version. What it does, it update the model version stage. Simple it is. And what is the description of it? It needs name, it needs version, it needs stage. Okay, it needs these values. and the archive existing versions. These all are parameters that are there. Okay. If I show you what does it this stage means right now, can you see the stage is none? Now if you want to change it to staging, production or archive, whatever, for that only we need to use that transition model version. Okay, transition, not transition model version, that is your transition version stage, model version stage. Okay, but if I go back to that documentation again, hold on a sec. Yeah, some warning is showing up, right? That MLflow tracking client is deprecated since 2.9.0. Model registry stages will be removed in a future major release. So guys, as you know, right, in my previous videos I have showed you that there are three kind of stages: staging, production and archive. As well as in the new UI there's something called challenger, something called like that, right? Okay, challenger, champion, right? These kind of things were there. Some alias you can put in the latest version of MLflow, right? So the aliases are also that we need to do, and they have mentioned the link that you need to go and how you can do it, right? So I will show you now that thing also, but let me first run this code and let me first show you that how it is doing it, then we'll do that. Okay, so now what I'm looking for, I want that version 1 stage should get promoted to production. I want that stage, I want that version, not the stage, sorry. I want that version should get promoted to production stage, right? And that is why what I am doing it, I'm doing the code Python transition model version code.py. Now you should be able to promote that model to production. We got some warning, same warning we got, that is there. I will show you something later. If I go back to my server now, can you see the stage is not production? It's working, right guys? It's working. Okay, very good, very good. But now the thing is that as they have mentioned, it is deprecated. So for that there is a new method that I have prepared for you guys, assign alias code.py, and this is the completely code I have copied from the documentation of MLflow. Okay, it's completely copied from the documentation of MLflow. There is a function that these guys have written, assign alias to stage. Okay, so they are trying to get the latest version of that registered model, and after that they are trying to set the registered model alias. Simple. Okay, they're trying to set the registered model alias. Right now we are attaching the alias, not the stage, right? So let me use this function now. Okay, so what is the function name? Assign alias to stage, right? Correct. Right now what is the model name? The name was same, right? Let me just copy random. Hold on a sec. Let me just pick it up from there. Yeah. So this was the name, right? This was the model name. So I'm passing the model name here. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm passing the model name here. Then what it required? It required to the stage. Recently our version deployed to production, right? So let me take the stage called production. Okay. And then what it want? The alias. You can give any alias. I am providing an alias called champion as of now. Okay, you can put any alias. Okay, now if I do cls in my terminal and if I run this code now, python assign alias code.py, sorry, it should be python, not python, sorry. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, but now okay, I hope the code runs successfully. So if I just try to go to that one, see here you won't be seeing anything because this is the old model registry UI. That is why in the old UI they have kept the stage thing only. But if I click on this one, new model registry UI, if I click on this one, now can you see the alias is champion? Because this is for the new model registry UI, not for the old one. If you click on the old one, you'll always see that okay. Okay. If you click on the old one, you'll always find this only. See, old one we have a staging concept, but when we click on this new UI, we have the alias called champion. Right? If I show you in the documentation also, if I show in the documentation also, if I click on this link, okay, if I come below, see, model aliasing. To specify which model version to deploy serve traffic with the environment, use model aliases. Decide an equivalent model alias for each model registry, example champion for the production stage, to specify the models intended to serve majority traffic. And that is why these guys have provided this code. And the same code that I have copied from there, I have same code I have showed you here. Okay, same thing. Okay, I will provide this code as document. I will provide the documentation also so that you can take it up from here. Okay, so I think we are good here. So let's now finish our rest of the files. Delete model version code. Okay, delete model version code. So right now what it will do is that I just don't want to go to the documentation again, guys, because I will provide every link in the description first of all, as well as this is a pretty straightforward. Delete model version. How you can delete a model version? Simple, right? Now, in our scenario we have only one model version, right? The model version was version 1, right? But what I want to create a new version of the model, because I need to show the further demos also, right? So for that I need to have some models in my MLflow UI, right? So that I can show you the demo. So for that what I do, I'll go to the create model version code again and I will create another version of it. Okay, because if I don't do that, I won't be able to show the further examples. Okay, so let me run this code again to make sure another version should get created in our random forest model section. Okay, so I'm just running this code. Yes, it's done now. If I go back to the this thing, if I just go back to the old UI, if I click on this one, version 2 is now created and the stage of this is none, right? Let's be it. But now let me just show you the demo for the delete model version code. So what I want to delete the model version. The random forest model, the version is 2, right? So let me run this code. It's pretty straightforward. Python delete model version code. Okay, and if I run this code, you should not able to see that version 2 after this code. Okay, the code ran successfully. If I go back here, if I refresh the screen, you are not able to see the version 2 anymore because it's got deleted, right? Fine. But now guys, another thing, if the see when I have deleted the version 2 on that time, stage was none, right? Stage was none. But if you are assigning any stage, be it staging, be it production, then you need to send the stage to archive first, then only you can delete it. Right now stage was none, and that is why it got deleted directly. But if the stage is to be production, if the stage be like staging whatever, it won't allow you to delete it. You have to promote the stage to archived. Once this is in archived, then you can delete that version. Keep that thing in mind. Okay, fine, looks good to me now. Now the next thing is rename register model code. So just go back to that, rename register model code. What I am doing it here, I am just renaming that existing register model. I'm just renaming it from random forest model. I'm renaming it to random forest model 2. Simple. If I run this code, Python rename register model code.py. Okay, it's showing that a resource already exists. I'm not sure why it is telling that, but let me just do it like 3. Okay, don't know, maybe previously I have run this code, that is why it is showing like this. But yeah, now let me run this code. Getting some errors like uh already exist. What code I was running? Okay, if I go back to the documentation, not the documentation, go back to the UI, and if I just go back, if I go the model section, oh yeah, we are now able to see, right, model 1, model 2 all get created. I don't know why I'm getting error here, even though it is creating this one. Any code is running behind the scene? No, but yeah, I think, okay. Okay, so what is going on is rename register model. I am passing the name, I am passing the new name. Okay, I am calling it Python rename register model.py again. I am changing the model name is to model 4. Okay, if I run this code, okay, actually it is creating it. Can you see? If I refresh the screen now, it has created the model, this random first 4 3 2 1. It is creating, it's renaming it, it's creating that thing. Okay, okay, but I don't know why it is throwing the error here. Okay, I'm not pretty sure why it is showing that resource already exists, even though it is creating that thing, rename registered model. Okay, okay, so you can look into it later why it is showing this issue, but yeah, it's fine, it's fine. We'll see it later why it is causing this problem, but yeah, let's keep it like this. Okay, so the next method is set register model tag. Okay, so these are same. See, this is another method, same tags they are doing, but some of them are doing only for the registered model. Some of it are doing only for the model. Okay, okay. Something is doing for a version, something is doing for registered model. Right? Same method, same thing. If you see, say register model tag. Okay. So what is the test tag thing mean? If I come here, okay. If I go inside this model 2 version, okay, here the tags are like no, there's no tags, right? There are no tags in our scenario, right? And that is why there are no tags. That is why I am updating it. Okay, I'm setting a new tag. The key should be the model and the value should be rf. Okay, key should be model, value should be rf. Okay, it's fine. So random first model to model rf. If I run this code, Python set register model tag.py. If I run this code and if I just refresh the screen, okay, I don't need to refresh. Yeah, can you see the model and rf has been added here, right? For this, for the register model specifically. Okay, sorry. Okay, I hope you understood it now. The next is get registered model. Okay. See that this is another method to get the information of the registered model. Okay. So this is the very basic code, get registered model to get the information of the model. I have provided the name of the model and it will now give us the description of it. Not the description, the all the metadata that is related to that model. Get registered model.py. So we should be able to see the model name, the description and the tags. Okay, simple. So that is also done. Now the next is search register model code. So if I want to search our registered model, right? If I want to search something, so that sense we can use search registered models. The way we did the search experiment, search runs, right? Same we can search registered models also. But in our scenario, we have only one model, right? We have only one, not the one model, but multiple model registered models, right? But what I want to filter the string. What I want to filter, I just only want to filter the tags. Inside the tag section, the key should be model and the value should be RF. I just want those registered model where in the tag the key is model and the value of that key is RF. That's what I always want. Okay, fine. If I just run this code, Python search register model code.py, we should be able to see the output. Yeah, we are able to see the model name, we are able to see the tags. Okay, see, it has many parameters that you can explore. If you go to the documentation, you can easily find that thing out. Okay, but right now I'm not showing it because I have already showed you how where you have to go and where you have to find it. You just go there, read the documentation, read the parameters and use it according to your use case. Okay, so I think the very last video is this delete register model. What if I want to delete the register model that I have created? Same, just pass the name of the model. Simple. Call it like Python delete register model.py. If I run this code, yeah, code runs successfully. If I go back to my UI, can you see? Model 2 is not at all there. That means it is deleted. Right. So yeah. So I guess guys we are done with this video and we are done with the MLflow section in our scenario. Okay. So I will attach all the documentation links in the description so that you can find it out. So from the next video onwards, we will be jumping into Docker. Okay, the next video coming will be on Docker. So stay tuned and thank you for watching this video.